So in this video, I wanted to show how to make sauerkraut or how I make sauerkraut. So this is my first like 2.2 pounds of cabbage that I already smushed down with some sea salt, and it's just here resting. I need to start shredding this cabbage, and this is what it looks like. At this point, I use a scale just to know how many pounds this is. I need 2.2 pounds per a tablespoon of salt. And then I also use shredded carrots. I do 1 large carrot for 1 head of lettuce. For me, that's just easier. And this is the sea salt that I like to use. It is Celtic sea salt, and it's supposed to be one of the best for you. So anyway, at this point, I'm gonna be just chopping up some more cabbage. Right now, at this point in the bowl, there's only 1 pound, and so I still need 1.2 pounds to add to that. Once I have 2.2 pounds, I will add not only sea salt, but I also add some black peppercorns. And so at the end, it has a really nice flavor once it has a chance to ferment. So anyhow, for now, you need 2.2 pounds of cabbage per tablespoon of salt, and then I just shake in some black pepper at the end. And you want to shred the cabbage nice and fine so that at the end it has easier time in absorbing the salt and really fermenting. So when you are shredding this cabbage, try to just shred it as finely as you can. And you just go all around and you just keep on shredding it. And so you're just gonna keep on shredding it all around as tiny as you can. And really, as you can see, there's a stump right here, and it's like that part. You really wanna kind of just not go like too close to it, because otherwise it's gonna be like really hard pieces. And so I just keep on shredding it until I get to that area, and then I just go ahead and toss whatever's left over. So right here I have a pretty large bowl, and there are 3 pounds of chopped cabbage in here. And so for every 2.2 pounds, I need to add 1 tablespoon of salt. And because this kind of was like the rest of my head and I don't have any more cabbage to chop, I go ahead and made it 3 pounds. And so I'm gonna just go ahead and add kind of like a roundish tablespoon of salt. And I feel like maybe just a tad more. You really don't want to do too much salt, because then your end result will be too salty. And that's what happened to mine last time, because I didn't measure and I just kind of went by 1 head and 1 tablespoon, but that wasn't correct. So make sure you pre-measure and just kind of see, what does 2.2 pounds look like in your bowl. And at this point, I'm going to go ahead and mix up the salt inside the cabbage. After I mix it up a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and add all of these carrots and then the peppercorns, and then I will add it to my big jar to marinate. So as you can see, this bowl is not the perfect size for mixing. So whenever you have so much cabbage, don't be like me. Make sure you get a bigger bowl. But the only reason why I'm not grabbing a bigger bowl is because I don't have a bigger plastic bowl. And my next biggest bowl is metal, and it's not recommended to use metal when dealing with cabbage and salt and squishing it all together, because it can have a chemical reaction, and we don't want that. So if you have a big wooden bowl or another bigger bowl, it's so much easier to go ahead and mix. So here's my carrots, and the whole process, you just keep on mixing it all together until everything is nicely and or evenly distributed, and you're happy with how everything is looking. Then once everything is mixed together, then we're gonna start squishing the lettuce to get the marinating process started, or the fermenting process started. Okay, so you can see how it is nicely distributed. You can see just carrots within the lettuce, and it's actually starting to get already moist. And so at this point, you want to go ahead and start to massage the cabbage. And if sometimes I say lettuce, I apologize. It's really cabbage. And you just start to massage it just to encourage the salt to start to ferment the cabbage. And you do this just for a little bit until like you feel like everything is nicely and massaged. And really it's up to you. I just do it for about a couple minutes until I'm happy with the way it's looking, and then I'll put it into the big jar. I'm at my jar where I'm going to go ahead and fill it up. I did forget to add peppercorns, so I'm gonna go ahead and add those right now. Okay, so I added the peppercorns, and I have in the past forgotten this step, and it's really not a necessary step, nor is adding carrots. You honestly can make sauerkraut or sour cabbage without carrots or peppercorns, but I go ahead and just like mix in the peppercorns so they're nicely and distributed before I put it in the jar. And I don't know if you can see right there, see how the juice is already forming, and that's a really good sign that it's already started the process of fermentation. So I'm gonna go ahead, and I'm sorry if my hand is constantly in the camera. I am doing this one-handed. Sometime I should use my tripod. But anyhow, so here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and add this in. And as you can see, it's nice and loose in there. I'm gonna add another handful. And then I just kind of distribute it. Just press it kind of gently. At this point, we're just putting it in there. We're not trying to press it down just yet. We're just kind of letting it rest. And so again, you're just going to do the same thing. And basically, you're going to just add a few handfuls, pat it down a little bit to create some more space. And see? Just like that. All right, so this is what my cabbage looks like once I added all of it in. And as you can see, that just leaves me enough room just to put a weight in there. And so 3 cabbage heads is really my perfect amount. I have used 4, but it was just way too much. And this is what it looks like inside. It's still looking pretty fresh, but as you can see, just by massaging the cabbage, it really has started the fermentation process. And at this point, just because I just added it, and as you can see on the bottom, it's already producing pretty good juice, I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of let it rest. Obviously, I'm gonna cover it up, but you do not want any microbes to enter in there, just for about 20 minutes or so. And then I'll press it down a little bit and put a weight, and then we'll let it sit for 10 days. So in about 20 minutes, I'll be back and I'll show you what I do for a weight. All right, so it's been sitting for about 20 minutes or so. In the meanwhile, I was just cleaning up all my mess. And so as you can see, it is fermenting already, although very slowly. It will take about 10 days. At this point, you want to create some juice. And so you just kind of press it down. You want to have like a nice layer of juice on top so it doesn't go bad. The lettuce, I keep calling lettuce, cabbage. This will not work with lettuce. Don't try it. Well, actually, I don't know, maybe. But anyway, you just want to go ahead and keep pressing it down. And so as you can see, it has nice juice going on. And so I'm gonna go ahead and put my weight, and for my weight I'm actually gonna use a Ziploc bag, and I'm gonna put it inside there, and then I'm gonna fill it up with some filtered water. All right, so I just kind of stuff it in there a bit, as you can see, and then I will take some filtered water and I pour it inside. And as you can see, it creates a nice weight And then I will put my hand inside of there. And you want to just kind of even everything out so that the weight is evenly distributed. And then you can see if you need to add more water. And in this case, I have quite a bit of water and it makes a pretty good weight, but I will add just a tad more. As you can see, I have a little bit more room. I will close the Ziploc bag and then stuff it all in, and I'll show you in just a second. All right, so I sealed it shut, and now I'm just gonna also helps with the weight distribution. And as you can see, it is now all stuffed inside there. At this point, I just take my cover again. I will put a rubber band on it, and it's going to sit like this for 10 days. And yes, I would mark it on the calendar because for me, obviously, I forget. But and on the third day, it's important to poke holes. So I take like a big wooden dowel and I just kind of like stick holes. I take the bag out, obviously, and I stick holes in the cabbage, and it helps to release any gas bubbles. But anyhow, after it's done on the 10th day, you will take the cabbage. It will be ready, but not ready to eat yet, in my opinion. And then you will put it into a separate jar. I use smaller glass containers, and it lasts in the fridge for a long time. But I don't start to eat it till about 2 weeks in the fridge. I find that giving it 2 more weeks in the fridge mellows it out and gives it more like rounded flavor. But anyway, thank you for watching. Hopefully this helped you in your process of making sauerkraut or sour cabbage. So in the end, when you finally do make your cabbage, it might look like this. You can add some fresh green onion to it. I add some olive oil and mix it all together. And depending on your taste, you might want to add some salt or pepper. You can really do whatever you like, and I'm sure there's a lot of recipes online. So anyway, I just want to pop in here and let you know what we're making tonight. Please leave me any questions in the comments below or any suggestions or tips that you may have. Until next time, this is Sveta. Bye.